This podcast is brought to you by Most Valuable Podcasts, saving your day from boredom with the best podcasting entertainment.
Hello and welcome to episode 42 of Tool to Game. I'm your fear-filled host, Dave Oster. Today I'm joined by the original man-child himself, Ricky Widmer.
What's up, guys?
Mark Weber, not dubbing them E's today, but we will have him back next time. I'm excited, Ricky. You want to know why? You know why.
Oh, I
you
know
why. Do you guys want to know why? Because Borderlands 3 had its release event trailer. Like, it was everything. It was a playthrough with the guys. You got two people on stage playing the game. You had everybody come up on stage from Gearbox to kind of give some love to all the staff that made this thing a reality. 5 years in the making.
And Dave's like,
glowing.
I can't wait for it now.
I can't wait for September. It's going to be fantastic. I'm going to take time off of work
Dave
when this
gets
goes
an
live.
early birthday gift.
I do. I really do. But on top of that, we'll be talking about Ricky's experiences going through
Days Gone.
Days Gone. I literally looked at it like 8 seconds ago, and I was like, I know it.
The thing I will say from the start, I remember we got that commenter way long ago.
Yep.
That was like, hey, could you guys talk about Days Gone? I wish we would have talked about this game more, like beforehand, because now that I'm playing it, I'm like, hey, this is kind of a cool fucking game that I didn't even know about until like 2 weeks before it came out.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely fair. It might have gone under our radar a little bit, but now we are going to give it some love.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great episode today, guys. And if we have time, we've got a special treat, another game that just came out.
Got a few special treats at the end.
full release game. It was in early access for a while. Super exciting. So if we hit there, we'll hit there. But let's get real. Borderlands 3 is why you guys are here. And this was an event. This was they flew out YouTubers. We'll get you next time, I think was the note that we were supposed to get. They're like, well, not yet.
Us?
Yeah, we're going to get the next time. We'll get the YouTuber invite out there to go play some Borderlands 4 maybe in the future. But this was pretty big. They had, obviously, the creator on stage. He went through, kind of gave a small spiel of like, hey, look at this. This is beautiful. And I love the teaser because it's like, and, we've got this beautiful thing. He's bragging about his AMD stuff now that they're all buddy-buddy with AMD.
Yeah.
And they're like, yep, and here's our slideshow. And then it's like, oh, it's not a slideshow. This is live gameplay.
That's my favorite part.
Just a little
it's
twist.
Oh, and by the way, you're not looking at a still from the game. You're looking at the game.
Yep.
And it's like, holy shit.
That's live. That's live. And
that is awesome.
Right away, you get to see the amazingness that is the Borderlands art style, truly unique to its series. That kind of blew me away because it's been a long time since I looked back at it. And after watching this event, I had to go back and look at like Borderlands 1. And then I looked at the remaster that came out. And
Borderlands 1 compared to what we're seeing now is like
night and day.
It's almost like when you go and play like an N64 game. Like I went and played N64 Warzone like 2 years ago and was like, holy shit, these graphics suck.
Yeah,
like, I get it.
The polygons.
Warzone in general was not a good game.
Same with battle tanks.
But it's like just some games you go
Dark
and play.
was really bad.
Oh, dude.
I mean, it was a great game, but going
Try
back to playing it
now is like horrible.
Yeah, my eyes burned.
Even like 007, it's like it's a great game, but it's like, man, the graphics at the time were good. They're not good anymore.
Exactly. So appreciate the art, and of course you get welcome to the world as always by Claptrap.
Sergeant Claptrap.
Sergeant Claptrap.
Of the Red Commandos? Is that what it was?
No, and it's a faction from the game, and I don't even remember it. I need to rewatch it.
I know Lilith is the head of it now.
Yeah. So glorious start to the game, and of course they lead you off with like, here's how you play the game, kind of, but they do it smart like, which reminded me of the why Mega Man X is the greatest game ever. If you haven't watched it on YouTube, it's a great 20 minutes of your life where he just explains why the gameplay for Mega Man X sets you up in a way to succeed, in a way to be enthralled by this gameplay. It teaches you as you go. It sets the bar real nice for you. And
riding on cars.
Hammer Joe's, all those fantastic lines. It's like a, 12-year-old video at this point?
Dude, I don't think Ego Raptor has done a video.
Probably not.
In a long time.
Probably not.
It was him and the Ninja Sex Party.
Yeah.
It was the band where they did music. I don't think I've heard anything from them. And Game Grumps,
but
obviously.
Yeah, I felt like it was so appropriate, though, because as you know, we're seeing the world where we get to activate a trap to lift up a car.
They know we're not stupid.
We get to climb things now.
Dude, that was the...
and we get to slide.
Like, there was a boss fight where they climbed up a pillar and then shot from above. I'm like, that is fucking cool.
Adding in heights now.
Like, that is really cool. The slide thing, like, part of me was just like, it's like, that wasn't like an oh my God moment. It was like, yes, thank God we can do it here. Yeah. But part of me is just like, oh, well, you saw Apex Legends do it. And you're like, oh, this could work too.
It's been in a lot of games.
No, I know. Sure. But like the thing that I like most is they're trying to make it like, oh, we've actually developed thing. It's not just a reskin.
5 years, they better have added
number
some value.
2, where it's like, hey, we haven't added anything to the actual gameplay. Oh no, we have, and we're making it better.
Yeah. So as you get to see all these new tools in front of you, you're learning, you're playing the game. It's not just press these buttons. Here's your info screen.
Like when he falls down the pit, and it's like, oh, don't worry, I can just climb right up.
Exactly. That was awesome. And then of course, after you free Claptrap, drop him technically and kill him, you get to revive him, which is pretty dope. But then you get to see Lilith, and it's like you're playing as Amara, the new Siren, and Lilith comes in like a bamf and just like Superman landing, giant flames, and
here
just like
here it comes.
Yep, and it's just like that moment from literally that YouTube video where it was like, I want to be that. I want to do those things. I want the cool lasers. I want the fire. It mirrored perfectly in my head, and I was like, Ricky, you're gonna appreciate that reference.
And it's also like, to me, going back to Claptrap.
Yeah.
Early on, when he's like, there's the scene where he goes, and now to activate stealth mode, and he's like dancing around and singing. Yeah. It's like not being stealthy at all. I'm like, thank you, like. Thank you for keeping the humor. Thank you for keeping why I love Borderlands in the beginning. And then the like big explosion. Why did you blow that up? This is Pandora. If something's not blowing up, then something's off. It's like, thank you, Claptrap, for being my savior and being the same that you've always been in every game.
Yeah, no. It's so right off the bat, things look great. It feels like the game moves really well now because of that ability to climb, slide. The pacing of the game feels really good. The fights, still super fun. There's crazy animations for things.
And all the guns.
The guns are now even crazier because we have alt-fire modes.
Dude, the one where it's like, by the way, this pistol shoots normally, right? Well, I'm going to press this button, go to alt-fire. Yeah, homing missiles.
Yep.
You've got now homing missiles for it. Like, that to me, I wonder if there's going to be something with this to where it's like, okay, I've got 2 dull pistols. They're the same kind, but oh shit, they've got different alt-fires. Which alt-fire do I like better, although they're the same gun?
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if we're going to have that within the billions of guns that they have.
Guns with legs. We got to watch Guns with Legs go off in this live stream. It was so cool to watch them just mosey around. You got the target lines are shooting at stuff. Ah, man, that is just... It was such a great way to get... a message through to people about like, look, this is the gameplay that you love. Yeah. And now we've just thrown a whole bunch of awesome on top of it. We're not fucking with the known. And I think that they came off saying the right things at the start with the like, look, I know, we created the looter shooter really. We revolutionized it. And a lot of people have tried to do things similar and maybe not so well. Anthem looking at you. But it is the like, we know what got us here.
Dave's like, I'm still feeling burnt on that
salty.
One.
Salty. I'm allowed to be salty.
No, you are.
So I like that he kind of acknowledged that, look, this is what got us here. This is what we're going to keep improving on, building on. And yeah, the diversity of weapons on top of everything else. I think the one thing that I loved about it was the multiplayer scaling. That was really intriguing to me because I know we've always had issues where we try to play and it's like, all right, well, I'm not online, so you're going to play. And then you feel bad because we're different levels.
So I've got to come. It's like, let me grind and get up to you. But then by the time I get up there, like, that is the worst. Like, even with the Division, it was like that, where it's like, I hate where it's there. Like, for example, this was when Division was coming out. I was listening to a podcast with Greg Miller talking about it. And he said just that, where he's like, yeah, that's the thing I fucking hate, where it's like, I'm already level 15, you're starting out at level 2, so I got to create an agent to play with you, and once you get up to my level, I ditch this agent and I never touch him again, because then I go back to my main, and it's like, that is why more games, I think, should have the multiplayer scale of like, hey, we can play together, but the enemies are going to be around your level for you and around my level for me.
Yeah, it's all percentage damage, which World of Warcraft, thank you for doing that before everybody, probably. If you didn't do it before everybody, you did it very soon in the game, I'll say that, years ago at this point. So credit to them.
That wasn't Wrath of the Lich King, was it?
No, Wrath of the Lich King was phasing.
Okay.
The level scaling was a little bit after there, but still, pretty
All
early
I know
for
is it
their
was
sake.
not Burning Crusade.
Yeah, no, that was not a thing, because I had many of those.
Yeah.
But no, with this game, it's all percentage level damage, so if I'm level 10 and Ricky's level 5, I can join his game, play with him, and his numbers and my numbers will look very different, but the percentage damage done to the enemy will be matching.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's really fun is no matter what you do, and on top of that, the loot also matches your level. Dope, right?
Like to where you're higher,
I get my level 10 weapons,
you don't have to feel like,
5s.
great, this is a waste of time because I'm getting
Absolutely.
low-level shit.
I'm still getting fun stuff. I'm still having a great time.
With all those billions of guns.
Billions of guns.
I have one thing that it's kind of a concern to me after watching this, but I don't know if it's going to be a concern to me when we actually get our hands on the game.
Sure.
So we've got our 2 antagonists, right? And
Are you hitting story already?
Well,
because I've got so much more about game mechanics.
Well, not story.
Okay.
This has to do with a character to me, where I can't remember her name, but you've got the male and female. The female antagonist, where she's got like the cloak. And the dude's got the metal arm.
Any of the enemies in this game yet? I know the main characters.
They were the ones we saw in the trailer. The 2 that we saw in the trailer kind of walking forward.
Sure.
It was right after the fight with, yet again, not knowing names at this point, the one where they made the big deal of like, hey, you saw him with that gun? Oh, what a novel idea. You get that gun.
Yeah.
Like, that's the gun you get.
Right.
Right after that, there was a cutscene with those 2 antagonists.
Correct.
And hearing her talk, the one concern that I had was right away, I am going to hate her. But I don't know if it's going to be like, if it's an I hate because you're the antagonist, I'm supposed to hate you, that's fine. But I feel like...
The voice actor?
Not the voice actor. It's the thing going on in my head. And I don't know if I'm right or wrong by this, so tell me if I am.
Sure.
Comparing her to the last antagonist from 2 in Handsome Jack, am I going to, when I hear her in game and experience her in game, am I going to be like, oh, I wish it was to the caliber that Handsome Jack was? Like, am I going to compare her to Handsome Jack and she's not going to live up to that level?
That's a you problem, sir.
Yeah. That was just the one thing that I got.
I appreciate Jack for what he was, which was a gold level, gold star, platinum, whatever you want to call it, voice actor for that character.
The top of the top.
In his 2 games that he was repped in. And he was absolutely fantastic. But you can't hold everybody to that standard.
And plus, if we're talking voice acting, Dave, way better than Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it could have been Ronda Rousey in this game.
Yikes, Mortal Kombat. Yikes. No, I'm not concerned with it. I think that I'm going to grow to love all of these characters as I have in the past with everybody else. I just, you can't recreate Butt Stallion, man.
That's the thing. Like, part of me was like, hearing her talk, I'm like, okay, I get she's going to be different. I don't want her to be the exact same. But am I going to feel as awestruck and like,
I think
there's a little bit of hatred and a little bit of like, and yeah,
as you get to know the character, you will learn to hate and love them, I'm sure. Because that was like, Jack was funny at first, and you're like, haha, he's funny. And then you're like, wow, I'm starting to get to know his character, and I really don't like you. But I love what you say, but I don't like you. So I think it's more that will grow on you, I'm hoping. One of the most visually appealing things to me, the barrels. Being able to melee a barrel at someone and then shoot it, and it explodes, and you get whatever type of damage it is, or the combos where, oh, I knocked off a pipe over here, and now there's oil pouring on the ground. Let me fucking light that on fire for you with a barrel, or the shoot the barrel. I mean, just the
this is stuff I wouldn't have thought of.
The possibilities
like,
are
this
endless.
is shit that I wouldn't have thought of.
It's so cool
to be in a Borderlands game to where the thing I feel like with this gameplay, and you say you've got a list of things that you want to hit.
I can keep going.
I'm gonna sum it up with this. Like, you are gonna bring up more, but I will sum it up with this. I feel like because of all the different like possibilities out there, that every time you go into a game, like you can play the same mission 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, and it might be a unique experience because of all the unique
way you interact with the world.
Exactly.
I agree, and especially because now they made the skill trees truly unique, where each tree has its own special ability. I forget the name of like what they call the top keystone one. Yeah. But that is your action skill. So you get your special unique action skill.
Like I think it was for Roland, it was the shield was his action skill.
Yeah, way back in the day. Roland or Axton. Axton had the turret, Roland had the turret, whatever.
One of them had the turret, one of them had the shield.
For like Amara, in the playthrough that we got to see, Amara, they were showing, well, she's got the ground pound. Then she's got an arm that lifts, an enemy basically like the siren lock. Yeah. And then the third one, I'm literally blanking off. But the point being that each one's unique, and then each tree scales for that, so that way you can build it out uniquely. And they even said, they're like, hey, we want to encourage you. If you want to play Amar and I want to play Amar,
you can play them differently.
You can play them differently, and it will work just fine. And I think that's what's exciting to me, because I think a lot of times, I know while leveling through and just playing through Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel in recent months, it's like you join a group and there's like 3 other Mayas or 2. It's just... They're being in the same group. And they're all
the exact same play style.
Exactly, because we've already... I think that's the problem. Is like min-maxing is so whatever these days. Yeah. So it's just like, well, that's the best way to play this character, so I'm going to do that probably.
I mean, it reminds me a little bit of, like you brought up before, thank you, WoW, for doing that.
Yeah, the level
kind of like in WoW 2 of, when you got to raids in WoW, there were some classes where it's like, okay, if I'm going to... Like the mage. If I'm going to raid... I got to go with this spec. This has got to be the one that I've got to go with.
The others are scaled poorly, so I need to play what's best.
Like, for example, with me playing a paladin, like, I could use any tree and have it be unique. Exactly. Like, and that's a thing of, like, this is different where it's not like, okay, each one's fitting a role, but I love how it's that same thing. Because I do feel like it should be that way. Where it's like, if I want tree 1, that should make me a vastly different siren than someone who's going to go tree 3.
I agree.
Because they all have different skills. They all have different things that make them unique.
And bring to the table.
The one
party
thing
comp matters.
That I find interesting is, are there going to be people, and how are people going to intermix these trees? Are people going to intermix them to where it's like, hey, I'm going to have a little bit of all 3. Or maybe like, hey, I want to max this one out and then go with this one. Like, you can have that flexibility with them also being so unique with their abilities.
I'm excited because it will take a long time for people to figure out what is the OP combo that really has to do whatever. Because Borderlands 3 has been in production for 5 years. Yeah. And one of the big things they talked about was trying to balance out the skill trees to make everything feel unique, but also balanced. They don't want you to feel forced into playing one specific way just because you chose this character.
Well, I've got Zane, so I've got to pick this tree because that's what Zane does.
Exactly. So I think that they did a fantastic job on. Did you like, and I'm going to preface this with did you like Sanctuary?
I will save it to where... Let me see it in game.
Okay. I mean, you did sort of.
Yeah, but
in your gameplay.
Let me play it.
Okay.
Because that's the thing where it's like, I don't want to hate on this game. I really even the thing about the antagonist that I brought up. I don't want to hate on this game because most of what I saw in this, and I got maybe like halfway through it when I was watching it at work today.
Yeah. So did you get a chance to see it then?
I don't think I did.
Okay,
I might have.
The coolest thing is you get to Sanctuary, the ship. It is a spaceship now, and it's basically the same old, like, hey, you've got this area for this character, this area for this character. Go run around. There's shortcuts everywhere. All the favorites are there. All the favorite characters are there. But the big thing is traveling. So what happens is you go to the front of the ship, and you see, hey, there's Pandora. There's the scar. There's everything about it. And you click on the button, and you're like, I want to go next planet. And you look up, and it's literally no cuts, no nothing, and it's just space travel. You land, you get to the outer orbit of the planet, and you see the new planet just there. And it's like there's no cut there. You're just there,
so it's
and then
kind
you're
of
there.
It's a pre-sequel to what we talked about the PlayStation 5 having.
I mean, a little bit.
Like the PlayStation 5, we talked about that. What was it? The SSD that like gets rid of load times.
Tiny load
like,
times, yeah.
Is this the thing that's in Borderlands going to get rid of load time, or is this the thing that makes...
There's not going to be no load times, but the way you travel is no longer the, like, you know, click a button, go to your menu, click the button, and then wait 30 seconds to load into a new area on the map. It is so much more rapid response. And
I like that better.
Yeah. So
anything to... Like Fortnite, get me into the game, get me out of the game, get me into the game, out of the game as quick as possible. Because that's how you're going to keep me engaged. Not by, I got a load screen. Oh, I got to watch this bar go by. Like, that's not going to... And my fake yawn got you to real yawn.
I hate you.
Like, that is not going to keep me enthralled in your game if I have to yawn at load screens.
No, I agree. One of the other unique features they've added to Sanctuary is a loot collection. So outside of your ability to change your skins, your heads, your dances, now the emotes, not dances is an emote. They just happen to choose the chicken dance. It's pretty cool. There's this other thing where it's like, hey, there's this loot that you left on the ground that you might not have had the ability to get to because of
I love that.
Either inventory space or it fell into an area where you couldn't loot it.
I love it.
So now you click this button, and it's just like dump, dump, dump. All the stuff that left on the ground. You can just grab it or toss it, whatever you choose.
I can't remember what
missing loots.
I can't remember what game I played that did that also. And it's like the best thing ever, because there might also be something where you might not see it or might not catch it, and you're going to catch up with your team. Yeah. And if you miss something, I mean, in Borderlands, it's kind of hard to miss the loot because they've got that big fucking colored beam.
Yep.
But like in most games, it's like, great, I missed it. Well, I lost it forever. Yeah. But like having this is great because even if it's something to where it's like, yeah, you know what? I'm not going to waste inventory space on this.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to leave it knowing that it's going to be in that loot collection, and then I can decide to do whatever I want with it later.
No, it's going to be fantastic, and it seems like the goal is to keep you always getting the next cool shiny toy as a gun, which I have some attachment issues about because
you are
I hold
like
on
me.
to some guns.
I find a gun I like, and it's like, this one's technically got better stats, but I really like the fire rate and
the
something
fire rate,
special
there's no
about this one.
kickback on this one.
Yeah, I'm having that problem in Days Gone.
Yeah, so like once you hit that groove, and this seems like like you said earlier, you kill a boss, you could get the boss's weapon, and you get that satisfying feeling of like, you just used that on me, now I get to use that. Mega Man X much.
Exactly.
Call back again.
Riding on cars.
Riding on cars. I swear to God, it's like they watched that video and like, how do we do this to Borderlands?
Yeah, how do we make this game awesomer?
Yeah.
We do it this way.
Exactly. So there is literally so much more, but I looked at the clock and we're,
Hey, whatever you want to say, this is your time to gush, man. Like
I'm gonna gush for the next 5 months probably. Look, I think that the biggest thing for me going forward is got to be the skill trees and seeing how they interact in game.
Yeah.
I haven't got a chance to watch as many of the live streams from yesterday as possible.
The 3 hours worth.
I only got to watch Admiral Bahu, Bahu, whatever. And I loved what I saw, but I've got like four other people I watch normally, and I'm like, I want to watch their gameplay. I want to watch this one. Like, it's like
you got those streamers that's like, these are my boys, all my girls, and I got to go and watch them because I trust their opinion.
It's like I'm jonesing for the Borderlands 3. I'll take anything I can get, man. It's so exciting to me, and I feel like it's one of those games where I'm going to play it so hard in a week and a half.
Please don't die out, Dave.
And I will try not. But now I got diversity of builds. Okay. Now I've got diversity of characters.
Because that's
different.
That's the Dave method of gaming.
Yes.
Where I'm gonna go hard for like a month.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna burn out hardcore.
Yeah. That game is dead to me.
By the way, and it usually happens just as Ricky's getting to the end of the game.
Well, you gotta keep up, son.
To where it's like, I'm at the end game. Oh, Dave left. Dave's watching sports and not playing Borderlands anymore.
Yeah. I mean, NBA happens a lot. That's a problem.
And that's going to be a time. That good thing is going to be right before the NBA starts up.
Yeah.
So you won't, unless you're going to watch preseason basketball.
I'm going to watch preseason basketball this year. But yeah, this looks fantastic. I'm super hyped about the game, but I do have a negative note.
Okay.
I actually
I'm
have
surprised.
One. And it pains me to say this, but it was something that was actually I feel like it's an asterisk
Okay.
So what had happened was during the event, they had stated, no microtransactions, which is
good,
but it's wrong.
Okay.
There are. It's cosmetic. So if he said the only microtransactions in this game are cosmetic, I'd be okay with that. But he said there are no microtransactions, in which case Gearbox quickly came back and were like, hey, just to clarify, this is what he meant.
Like, no loot boxes is what he meant.
Correct.
Yeah.
There's no ways to cheat forward.
Yeah, I'm assuming, like, that's a me thing of, I feel like in this day of age in gaming, like, technically a microtransaction is any transaction in the game, but I feel like most people, when you say microtransaction, unless they're like a hardcore gamer, if they're like a casual gamer, they're automatically going to think, you say microtransaction, they think loot box. Like, that's just where we're at.
Unfortunately, it doesn't just mean that.
No, I know, but that's like the general,
freaked out a little bit.
And that's the generality of hardcore Borderlands fans are going to be like, whoa, wait a second, you're lying. But it's,
a lot of journalists did, and then he might have exploded on Twitter a bit, trying to cover for himself, and then eventually was like, look, that's not what I meant. Yeah, I think it was a bit of a to do for an afternoon, and I just want to make a note of it because I want to be fair and honest.
I think I'm not going to put too much stock into it, negative stock. I think it was just I meant, like, it was just one of those things meant it in this way. Yeah. It's not a huge deal. Like, it would be different if he said, no microtransactions, and then the next thing we see is Borderland loot boxes. Yeah. Now that would be bad. That would be really bad if that was the case.
I agree. But you could earn keys from watching gameplay yesterday, which for Borderlands 3.
Did you?
I didn't get a chance to watch live.
So
I was busy.
Here's the question I have for you.
Yeah.
Because we are still, to let everyone know, because I feel like it's an assumption that, hey, you have a certain amount of subs, you do a gaming podcast, you must get free gaming keys. Which I would love to get. Gearbox, if you want to give me that gaming key, thank you. We still buy the game like everyone else. Like the Days Gone, which I'm going to talk about today, I paid $70. I bought the special edition one that was $10 more. So I'm like, sure, fuck it. I get all this,
to do.
Yeah, I get this stuff, this extra shit on top of it. Are you going to get the $60 one or the uber special $100 version? Because I looked at both and I was like, I wonder which one Dave's going to get.
I'm thinking the Uber. After watching this, look, I was on the fence about not buying it as the Uber special version.
Or
but
just
then I
not
watched
buying
this event.
It at launch?
Oh, no. Okay. There's zero chance of that. Ricky, September 13th.
Dave's like, I'm the guinea pig for
It's
this.
on the calendar. It's there. Like, my hype for Anthem was pretty high. And it's hilarious because the entire time I was, excited for Anthem. As soon as I got Alpha, I was like, look, it's broken, but it's going to be a fun game.
It's going to get better, right?
It's going to get better, right, guys?
This can only get better. It can't only go up, right?
And then it went to beta. And I was like, okay, it's still kind of broken, guys, but it's gotten better from alpha. Like, trust me, by the time this thing launches, look, they're saying it's an 8-week-old build. Yeah. All of our problems are solved. Don't worry about it. This game's going to be great. I was making excuses for it ahead of time.
I fucking loved it.
Borderlands 3, I don't know that I'm going to have an excuse for it. I think
you haven't had to make any excuses so far.
Yet. So that's the thing. Borderlands 3, a game in production for 5 years. I'm a little shocked that it's going to be on the current gen, to be honest.
And not waiting
because it looks so good already. Like, wait until you see some other planets.
Yeah.
It is beautiful.
Well, I mean, and the thing with that is I saw something on, I think it was Screen Rants, because they do some gaming stuff, where apparently we are not getting the next gen, especially for PlayStation, as soon as we would have thought. So it's going to be a little bit.
I thought it was going to be like fall or winter of 2020.
From what I saw in an article, I think it was them, to where it might be a little bit after that.
Oh, that's boo.
Which, I mean, we might not be there to where this might be a game, if we are that close, though, could be one that's like, hey, we release on this gen, but then we also come out on the next gen as well.
Yeah, it's fair.
But would you have to buy it because backwards compatibility?
I mean, I hope not, but I'm not exactly one to not buy a copy of Borderlands as the owner
Dave's
of...
like, Gearbox, here's my money.
Hang on. I own 2 copies of Borderlands 1. I own 3 copies of Borderlands 2.
And the Handsome Jack collection.
The Handsome Jack collection. I own the pre-sequel.
Why did you buy so many copies?
Different systems.
That's right. You played PC and PlayStation. Okay, yeah. I got it.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
So, and now for this release, as you may know, it will be on the Epic Store to start with for those people on PC.
Which, speaking of that, Epic came out and they said that they asked, like, hey, when are you going to stop the
exclusivity?
That one of everything. And Epic came out and said, as soon as Steam's up their rev shares to give the more money to the devs, then we'll stop the exclusives. But until then, we're going to have exclusives.
Yeah. No, I feel like it's enforcing Steam's hand, or trying to. Steam's such a big player that they're like, yeah, go ahead. We're not worried about it yet. In Borderlands 3 is a game that will make a small chip in the armor. Nothing big, nothing huge. They're just going to chip away at it. And I don't know that a whole lot will happen because, let's be honest, there's people who are super passionate about it, who are supporting game devs, and they want them to get the most out of their purchases. Yeah. But for the average gamer,
they don't care.
Look, I don't give a shit where I get the game from. I want to play the game. Yeah. And if I have to go to Epic Store, I'm going to go to Epic Store. Yeah. It doesn't pain me as a gamer to do that. Would I like to give more money back to developers percentage-wise? Absolutely. I think they deserve every dollar of it. But I think to 90% of people, it's a no big deal. But there's a growing group of fans who are like, look, I'm holding out for Steam. I love the game. I want to play it, but I'm going to wait for Steam. And I'm like, how long are you going to last? Because
that's a 6-month wait, then?
Yeah, I can't. It's either 3 or 6. I can't recall.
I think it's a 6-month wait.
That's insane. I could never.
I couldn't wait half a year if I really wanted to play the game. No. Like, I don't care that much where I get it.
I agree. As long as I get the game, I'm going to play it. So.
But I'm a PlayStation guy, so I don't have to worry about Steam and that. I just got to go straight to the PlayStation store.
So that's the thing. I was like, do I buy a PlayStation 4 Pro this soon to the PlayStation 5? But now that you're saying it might get pushed back.
Yeah.
But I'm going to buy a PS4 Pro to play Borderlands? Like,
let's be 4K
honest. Borderlands 3? Is that going to look that good?
The only reason I bought my Pro was because it was a Spidey Pro.
I understand.
The Spidey Pro.
I understand. So, with that being said, my expectations are sky high. I will be crushed
Dave's
forever.
Like, I hope this isn't Anthem 2.0.
I will be crushed forever if this game doesn't deliver. Like, you and Kingdom Hearts 3, I think, is close to where I was, like, last week. But now after this, I feel like I've eclipsed that.
Well, because I was one of the few that I know there was a ton of people that were, like, not happy.
Yeah, but I meant like the hype levels going in. It was like, we've waited for this game for so long.
Yeah, but it's like with that, they didn't really show me anything that I haven't seen before in a Kingdom Hearts game.
Yeah.
Where this is, oh my God, it's showing me so much more that I have not seen in a Borderlands game.
It's like Borderlands on steroids.
Exactly.
It got better.
With vibrant colors.
Oh my God, you got to see some of this artwork in this game. It's beautiful. So I'm hyped. I'm pumped. This game better not let me down. But let's talk about games not letting you down, Ricky. You've been playing a little game that I can't remember the name of.
Days Gone.
Days Gone. And we'll never remember the name of it.
It's a unique one to where, first off, I don't know if it's because I'm a little bitch, or if it's just that scary of a game. But the thing I love the most, one of the things I love the most about it, is the shock value. So, like, you've got so many different enemies in this game. You've got freakers, who are kind of like the zombies in the game. Yeah. You've got they're called the Ripped Apart, I believe, where they are like some cult type faction that basically like they see tattoos and everything as like markings and stuff. Because in one of the scenes they try to burn your guy's arm off.
Okay.
So it's like they're kind of like freak cultists. But then you also have like the Marauders, who are basically like, hey, we've come up with our little gang, and we're basically going to, because it's kind of like it's got a Wild West theme to it.
Yeah.
Of like, everything is post-apocalyptic. Like, the Marauders are going to try to ambush you at every point. The Freakers are always there. And to this, I am glad that I've avoided a horde. Like, I saw one today.
Yeah.
Before, like, I came to the podcast, and I was like, holy shit, I'm not taking that on. Like, there were so many of them that I'm just like, what do I have to do to get them not to see me? Because the thing that I love with this game when it comes to the freakers is if I'm walking around not crouched, there's a thing next to the mini map in the corner that'll show me how much noise I'm making. And if you make enough noise, they will attract to you. That's why you can also have rocks and throw it to kind of get them to go other directions. That's why for me, my primary weapon and my pistol, I bought suppressors. And I'm putting those suppressors on it. Because if I'm going sneaky, stealth mode. Where I'm crouching in bushes, I'm sneaking up. Because I don't want to cause too much attention. I want to sneak up on these freakers. I want to press triangle, stab them in the back of the neck, and then move on to the next one. I'm also really into my machete that I found. I'm a melee guy.
That's a risky move in this game. It's easy to get overwhelmed, is it not?
That's the thing. I'm avoiding hordes so far.
Okay, so you're just chipping off of one here, one there.
And I've had the most I've taken on at one time are 4. Yeah. Which is easy because you've got your attack, but then R1 is a roll. So you can roll away. Yeah. And there's also skills. So there's survivalist, ranged, melee. And how it works is there's 3 in level 1. You got to have 2 of those to go to level 2. Then 2 more to go to level 3, 2 more to go up and all the way to the end. Yeah. So far, survivalist, I'll be honest, I'm not huge into because that's more like you can hit R1 on the trigger, it'll flash and it'll show you, okay, where are cars that I could break into trunks or into hoods, or oh, there's a plant over here, so I can pick up plants and stuff. And it's finding things in the surrounding that you may need. Stuff to make bandages, things to make Molotov cocktails. There's also the thing I love is from cars and shit, you can get scrap. Okay. And you either use that to repair your bike. I'll get to the bike in a second. Okay. It's a bitch of a thing.
I feel like that's a whole ordeal.
Well, I'll get to it. No,
I'll let you go.
But the cool thing is the machete, right? Yeah. So you have a melee weapon you really like. I can use scrap to fix my weapon, because how the melee weapons work is you get it and it's 100%. Yeah. Well, the more you use it, that durability goes down.
Makes sense.
Once it hits 0, it breaks and you can't use it anymore.
Can you rebuild it if it hits 0 or no?
I haven't gotten to 0. What I will do is when it gets to 10%, I will use my scrap to repair it up to 100, because I don't want to lose that machete. It is. With me right now,
just hacking zombies for days.
3-hit kills, hack, stab, and it's you're dead. I also have one of the skills that I love is a combo thing where I can hack, roll, and it rolls into my pistol to where I can hack, roll, and shoot him in the face.
That sounds pretty badass.
That is fucking awesome. Here's the negative, and this is where I'm going to ask you for your opinion.
Bikes?
The bike. I fucking okay, I get it. It's a survival game. Yeah. It's cool and it's not cool because you have your bike. Yep. You have to repair it. Yeah. So if it gets damaged, you have to use scrap to repair it. But also you have to fill it up with fuel constantly. I get it. Survival. It's kind of cool. Yeah. But there's a part of me that's how quickly that fuel kind of goes down to where it's half the time I feel well, I don't want to be stranded out here. Let me fucking find some fuel. Yeah. That's the part where I'm
maybe a little too much emphasis on the survival aspect of using that.
Exactly. And that's where, for you, is that something that if I told you about that, would that turn you off from this game or make you want to play it, that you have to spend amount of time of focusing on how much fuel you're using plus how much scrap you have to repair your bike?
I think it depends a lot on the balance. In theory, it's intriguing to me. I absolutely love the idea of survival games and any construction game where you have to build up, whether it's a base, a factory. There's been a lot of good games lately.
Which there are camps, like Copeland's camp, where if you get enough trust, you can go to the mechanic and buy upgrades for your bike.
Cool. No, I think it's intriguing, but it's easy to fuck up. So if this is a point where it's I have to be obsessive compulsive about my fuel usage, then no, I'm not really having fun doing it. But if it's something that's like, I better think ahead about this because X, Y, and Z down the road, and I need to hit this camp, then over to this camp, then up to that camp. And if I use it for, I think I think if you hit a good balance, great. This does not sound like it's at a good balance for you. This sounds like it's a hassle.
Well, and maybe it's like, and that's why other people that have played Days Gone, is it just me to where I'm too compulsive about it? Like, anytime I am at a camp, after I kill the freakers or blow up the nests, I immediately go, is there a gas tank around? Because
that's your first.
I'll just take it and fill up my bike. Just so I'm at 100 and I don't have to do... Because there is fast travel, too. So, like, I've got my watchtower, the 2 camps that I'm earning rep for, and then there's, like, the Marauders. They have an ambush camp. Well, if you take that camp over, you can now fast travel to that camp. And that's something that I really love. But it's also like, okay, you're this far from this point. This is how much fuel you're going to use. Fast traveling there. And it's another thing of like, the good of it, it's a survival game. Okay, I get the kind of convenience of fast traveling, but I'm giving up this much gas for it. Or is it a, well, I know it's a fucking long ride, but I'll just do it myself because I can find gas on the way there. Luckily, I haven't got to that point.
Not as much fun as the whole Red Dead Redemption 2 riding the horses.
Yeah, not like that.
Getting distracted on the way by a beautiful view
and
or
plus, I will
a side
say,
story.
I'm terrible at riding the bike. It's a drifter bike.
Oh.
So it's like you can... it's cool in concept. I'm just terrible at it to where... Like, you hit circle and you can drift around turns to make yourself go faster. I'm just terrible at, like...
I've been drifting for the last week playing Juiced.
Dave's like, I'd be great at it.
I'm just saying,
Dave finally got his itch going.
Dude, Juiced has been amazing. I know this is your time, but I'm
Go ahead.
We talk about on the Patreon podcast.
Did you get TK yet?
Dude, I am beyond.
Okay. Because there was... it was Vito. Vito was the guy
I've got Vito. I've got Chief. And I've got Maria.
Because you were saying Vito wasn't
he wouldn't
checking
pop out.
in for you.
I restarted. I had to restart my character to get everything to show up
you
the
got
right
Chief,
way.
Vito, and Maria.
I got the whole crew. We rolling in the dough. We got great cars. It's so much fun. But sorry.
Here's another thing I do like, and this is an interesting concept. So one of the side things that you have to do, because that's one thing that I love about games like this, there's multiple storylines. So like there's one for... this character. There's one for your dead wife. And remember, I'm going to get to that. That's a spoiler thing though, so I'll mention spoiler for that. But like remembering your dead wife and going through that story. And I like these all multiple stories going on, but one of them is freaker infestation. So like there might be an area where it's like, okay, it's infested with freakers. First you have a choice. Do you come at it in the day where there's more freakers at the camp because they don't like the light, so they don't venture out?
Makes sense, yeah.
Or do you come at night where there's... Or no.
Other way around, I figure.
Do you come at day where there's less of them because they're not out, or do you come at night and they're more active, but after you blow up a nest, more of them don't come out because they're already out and stuff? I'll be honest, I usually try to do everything during the day. Because that's when the freakers are not as active. But the thing I like about it is, let's say there's an infestation and it's in between somewhere you're trying to fast travel. You cannot fast travel until you get rid of the infestation. Because you can't...
It traps you. I like it.
And the reason why it does that is the game logic is, if I drive through with my loud bike, that horde is going to follow me.
Oh, absolutely.
So why would I have it follow me to where I'm fast traveling to? So like that's where it makes you kind of like, well, you know what? I'm gonna have to fast travel here like quite a bit. Let me get rid of this infestation so I can go ahead and do it.
I absolutely agree.
I'm trying to think of anything before the spoiler that I haven't got to yet. No. Okay. So this is gonna be spoiler. If you haven't played Days Gone, skip ahead. I'll put up a spoiler thing in the video. It'll just say spoiler if you're on audio.
Give it a minute or two.
Kind of screwed.
3.
Yeah, maybe give me 5 minutes.
5. Wow, that's a long spoiler.
This is something where I want to get into. So this is this is the story mode called I Remember, or the mission story called I Remember. What they are doing with the early on with the wife story mode, oh, I love it. It is getting me so invested in this relationship that I've only seen in real life for 2 minutes, literally, because you open the game and it's literally your wife has been stabbed. Her name's Sarah, by the way. Blonde hair, named Sarah. She was stabbed by a kid. You don't see her get stabbed, but then it's like, okay, you get to a chopper. Nero is they are evacuating people. He's like, dude, we got spots for 2 more. So there's 3 of you. Her brother, who's your friend, Boozer. Then you are, forgetting his name, Deacon. And then she's Sarah. So you go to her and you're like, hey man, he's got a cut on his leg. He's not going to make it. So you give her one of your rings and like a real cheesy, but like romantic moment where he goes,
I'll get it back.
I'm going to want that back. And he asks the guy, they show the name tag. So you're like, he's going to be important. Of where are they going? Well, I guess she dies. At whatever camp they're at, it gets infested. She dies. And there's a memorial up there where I guess you put flowers around it and then her name.
Yeah.
One of the cool things is after you do that, it snaps you into like a daydream because he starts a daydream and it shows you a story about how they met and you play that out where it's like she was stranded on the road. He comes up faking that he was lost and was like, oh, do you know where this is? Gives her a ride into town.
Yep.
They almost get hit by a truck. He has to take her back to her car to wait for the tow truck. And those guys who almost hit her, or hit them, I should say, are trying to ambush her car because they're like, oh, car on the side of the road, let's steal some shit. So you actually got to play and beat them up. But then after that, it's like you also get to see the scene of her getting stabbed by a kid who she's like, oh, you got to help. It was a freaker. And the freaker stabbed her, like right in the side, thought she got stabbed in the kidney. You also get to see Deacon's first kill in the, like killing an actual human because they're in a warehouse.
Yeah.
Freakers run by and they're like, okay, we can't go fucking that way because we're going to get eaten. And there's a guy in the office. He's like, get the fuck away from me. Get the fuck away from me. And Deacon goes, okay, Booze, you cause a distraction. I'm going to run around to the other side and try to ambush him. You put your weapon away and you go, okay, dude, I don't have a weapon. It's fine. He goes, you killed her. You killed her. And Deacon looks down and the guy's wife is on the floor.
Oh, shit.
And he goes, dude, that wasn't us. We didn't do anything. He goes, you rat bastard, you're going to die. So he gets into like a fist fight with him with the gun. And the gun was getting pointed at Deacon to where Deacon said, fuck it. Had to take his gun, pop the guy in the face.
Oh.
And at that moment, you can see on Deacon's face of like, shit, this is the first person I've ever killed. Like it sets him back a little bit. And it's like, so far I'm like 19% into that storyline, but that is my favorite storyline throughout the whole thing.
All right.
So spoilers over. I hope audio listeners, I was even under the 5 minutes.
I figured you would be about 3,
I hope I didn't spoil anything for anyone that wanted it spoiled. But yeah, that's my Days Gone. I can't think of anything else that
seems like I'm having a lot of fun. Do you know like percentage-wise where you're at in the game?
I don't. There's so many storylines in this. Oh, thing I do like, by the way.
Yeah.
2 things. First off, how they do the menu is you hit the middle button on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
And then there's 4 things, right? You swipe up on the swipe up, swipe over, swipe over. It's so fucking cool. It's like, thank you for making this like middle button.
It's actually
useful to where I don't have to like move the stick. I can just go, all right, swipe with my thumb. And then when you're in that one to the right, you can swipe up and it'll bring you to the one on top. And you can just continue swiping between them all.
Nice.
Also, it's got in the progress section, you can click trophies. Not only see what trophies you've gotten already in-game, if there's trophies for like you have to collect this many of these, it'll tell you how many. So you're like 90 out of 200. So you're like, cool. I know how far away I am from that trophy.
I got a love-hate relationship with that because like I feel like some trophies should remain like a mystery until you kind of discover them.
If they are hidden, it says like hidden.
Okay.
But like for the ones that are revealed, if it's like, hey, earn this many scavenger ears, it'll tell you, okay, you've gotten 90 of the 200 ears so far.
Solid.
To where it's like, fucking thank you. Because I didn't want to sit there and be like, well, how many am I at if I go for that trophy?
Solid. No, it sounds fantastic.
So that's my first impressions.
I love it. I won't play the game, but I love listening to you talk about it. I think zombie games are a little bit played out personally. I don't know.
It was The Walking Dead, man.
Yeah.
Kind of overdid it.
Well, The Walking Dead was
started it and then overdid it.
It's everything else that came after it, and then The Walking Dead's still going. And it's like,
Fear
Jesus
of the Walking Dead.
Christ. No, the OG series is still running.
Oh, I know. And then they also had Fear of the Walking Dead, too.
Which actually was pretty good.
Yeah, I haven't watched OG Walking Dead in like years.
Yeah, I think I quit season 5 or 6.
When they got to the community.
Oh, you made it to the community?
Yeah, okay. They got to the little suburb community. Yeah, the suburb community, the end of that season, right before Jeffrey Dean Morgan became a major player.
Okay.
Yeah, that was when I was like, fuck it, I'm done. I'm done watching on Sundays.
You had read the comics, so you knew where it was going?
Yeah, and I also got really into Game of Thrones around that time.
You won that trade. And final thing for the show, it's been a long episode, but my final thing, I'm just going to toss out there, new game that came out, Mordau. It's a hard R. I'm trying to pronounce it correctly.
Mordhau.
Yeah, Mordau.
Yeah.
New game.
Talking about Game of Thrones.
Came out. It is a awesome medieval combat game. Kind of reminds me of Chivalry, but like done way better. There is a balance system around how you gear yourself out. Basically, it's a points system, and you can spend X amount of points on your weapon, but then you have less points to spend on your armor. You can spend more on your armor, repair the weapon.
I didn't get to that point.
Oh, yeah.
I just saw that there were different classes.
I watched the dev stream.
I saw that there were different classes, and I was like, fuck it, I'm in.
So there's different classes. You can equip yourself differently. You can combo it differently. Like, momentum has a lot to play in this game. Your swing arc depends on if you're standing still, if you're running forward, or if you're sprinting, or if you're horseback. It works better for things like lances and halberds. Like, there's physics in the game, which is pretty dope.
My favorite was I think it was in the game trailer I watched, where the guy had the mace.
Yep.
And basically it was like, I can club you over the head, but I can also stick you with the pointy end.
So there's an alternate fire, for every weapon, but you can get crazy with stuff. Like, I watched someone beat someone down with a lute, like the musical weapon. Dude, the musical instrument became a weapon.
The guy I was watching is like, I'm going to flip my sword around, see if that helps. Hits the guy and kills him in one hit.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm just going to start using my hand.
You can use a maul, and like, it feels satisfying when you swing a maul across and you're just like, and you just pop somebody in the helmet.
The only thing that
throwing axes,
I am going to be so bad at when we play this game is basically, he came in with a broadsword and swept. And it's like team damage. He's like, in a group of people, I should probably stab.
By the way, team damage is a thing. But it's a chaotic experience because
there's also archers.
There's archers, which it's so hard to aim right now.
Yeah, but if you're good at it, like it's so
insane.
hard to block.
Well, yeah, because
I saw one where it's like, I see the arrow. Wait, I'm not dead. I'm at 0. Oh, I bled out. I'm dead.
Yeah, but other times where it's like I've seen a throwing axe get deflected by a sword swing.
Yeah,
like. There is some crazy shit in this game.
The percentage of that happening in real life, slim to none.
Yeah.
Like, especially a dagger. They're little tiny and little
It's still, it's so cool. So amazing premise. Basically, we're taking, a fun idea of, like, Fortnite does Battle Royale. Everybody does a gun Battle Royale kind of thing. And now this is a game where it's like, we're going medieval on this shit. And they've got a couple game modes, and they've got a couple more they're working with behind closed doors. But, the capture the points, hold the points, King of the Hill-esque stuff. And it's just, you see swarming groups of people running around from one side, and you're running this way. It's like, can we flank them? And then all of a sudden you get like a split battle, and it's like some guy is in the middle and the back on your team, and he's just going ham on their back lines.
So you know what I'm going to do?
Irreparable damage.
This just hit into my head.
Yeah.
I am going to work really hard
Yep.
on my Jorah impersonation, and I'm just going to walk around
Open
that
mic,
game like, for my Khaleesi.
I mean, there you go. Like, it's a super promising game. I don't know.
Or you're on horseback and you start just screaming.
Horses are super valuable, man.
And you just start screaming Dothraki as you go to kill him.
Well, that's the crazy thing is, like, movement speed matters. Yeah, if you want to,
it's all about momentum.
If you want to be, well, the thing is, like, if you want to be decked out in full armor and with a big old bastard sword, you're gonna move slow.
Yeah.
But if you're in fucking light chain or no armor,
You're gonna move quick.
You're gonna move quick.
Nimbly bimbly from tree to tree.
But if you're on horseback, you have even more of a speed advantage, and that helps you flank. That helps you do more damage.
Yeah.
It is fucking cool physics. So intrigued. I'm very curious to see. It was not the purest of releases because they did have some issues with experience gains throughout the game on release. They're pretty much done patching that.
It's been out almost a week.
Yeah.
April 29th is when it came out on Steam.
Yeah, which was literally like 2 days ago.
Oh, that's right. Not even a week. Damn.
Today is May 2nd.
Damn,
Ya
that's
putz.
right. This
Ya
is right.
putz.
Oh, it's May 2nd. Well, it feels like it's fall in Chicago with how cold it is. I have a winter jacket on still, Dave.
So, high learning curve game as far as combat's concerned.
Yeah.
But I think this game has something special. I don't know if it's going to dethrone anybody at the top of the charts.
Dave's like, it's not going to dethrone Borderlands 3. Let's not get ahead of
No,
ourselves.
but it's out now, which makes a difference. I'm not saying it's going to overthrow Fortnite.
It might be a fun game to play.
It will be a very fun game, and it's just the fact that every game's going to be played differently because unique people in every game, different strategies, different layouts, different stuff. People.
We're
just
not
being
having
different.
the Mordau. Isn't the Fortnite killer?
Mordau. Yeah. So I don't know. I hopeful. There's a lot of room for it to grow. Visually looks pretty good. There's some issues with the graphics scaling as far as the speed on screen, but I think it's going to get there. I think it's a fun game, and if you want to have a battle royale-esque medieval fun time, Mordau, do it. Do it now.
Wasn't Fun Times a medieval place that you would
Medieval
go?
Times.
Oh, Medieval Times. I'm like, you said medieval and Fun Times, and I was like, wasn't that the place where you get the big turkey leg?
It is.
And then watch jousting?
Medieval Times. Green Knight always wins.
I've got one question for you.
Yeah.
Since you're not going to be on the Rick and Johnny podcast, I want to get your unfiltered bashing answer because I know it's not a good thing of the Sonic the Hedgehog trailer because I know Negative Nancy's coming out on that side of the table.
Did you see it?
I did. I was
How
not,
can you not
I was
be
not
negative?
as negative on it as you were.
It's being memed to death. All of the fan art about it is hilarious. It looks so fucking bad that I don't know. I agree. Donkey did a video. I don't know if you know a video game Donkey. He did a video earlier today and made
Knack,
the comment.
baby. It's all about that knack.
Knack too. Did a video, and in his, he joked about, like, I don't know what kind of blackmail they have on Jim Carrey, but, like, there's got to be something there to
he
make
might
him
be
be
the
in that
saving
movie.
grace of that film.
That's the only thing that people are hoping. But it's like, how did they get him to be in this movie? Because looking at it visually, I'm like,
okay,
my head needs to smash off this table about 8 times before I see Sonic the Hedgehog look like that.
So
I don't feel good about how he looks.
This will be a preview.
Aspect is totally wrong. No, you don't get to preview. You get to sit here, listen to me rant, and then you get to talk on Rick and Johnny. This is my time to say this movie, visually could be great, but instead Sonic looks like they just put him in a blender.
That's the big negative for me is Sonic's look.
And also, I'm not criticizing too much here by saying if he's so fast, how did he get hit with a fucking sleep dart? He slows down time, so the rockets just basically stop and freeze in front of him.
He got ambushed.
But he looked at him.
Meow?
Yeah. If you have time to do that, then you have time.
It's the comedy aspect.
Oh my god. I told this, Ricky. It's like they heard someone talking about Detective Pikachu at the table next to them. And they're like, sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
I bet you we could make a movie like that. And then they didn't understand why Detective Pikachu was going to be a good movie, which I hope it is, because otherwise I look like an asshole here. So they just aimed in a completely wrong direction.
Yeah, I'm going to say something about that, because I watched Andre, the black nerd, talk about it, which he was great because at the beginning of his video, he goes, you know what? He's got a Sonic hoodie on. And he goes, you know what? Movie of the year. You know what? Just call it the Oscars. It's going to win everything, even Best Picture. And then he like goes to drink the coffee and it's like, Hipster Sonic. But the thing he mentioned was he's like, yeah, I just saw Detective Pikachu. And he goes, you see Pokemon in that film that you don't think would look good on film, and then you see Sonic.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm overhyped though because I'm a Sonic fanboy.
I love Sonic.
I'm a diehard Sonic fan.
But why do you not have any of the music from Sonic then in the show? You have Gangster's Paradise. Do you know how stupid that was?
I thought it was. I would have picked the dun 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 dun.
It's just iconic.
That's what I would have done.
Music. You have a library of iconic Sonic music, and instead you make a shitty. I don't even know.
You know what I can't wait for?
Shitty decision.
You know what I can't wait for?
What?
Knuckles end credit scene.
No. 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 That's it out of Ricky for this episode.
Number 2, baby.
We're done with Ricky for this episode. Look, if you guys enjoyed us talking Borderlands 3, Mordau, Days Gone. Yeah, I get it. I get Days Gone. Yeah, I got it, guys. It only took an hour. Oh, you're not getting it back. You're not getting it back. Check us out on patreon.com to support us. Help us get a space of our own to record in where we can give you guys live streams. We can give you guys new content, all this fun stuff we have planned. We just need help getting there. We would appreciate it. And in the comment section below, let us know who you want to play as in Borderlands 3. Because Ricky is leaning in a certain direction. I'll give you Mike back.
I'll play as whoever you, except the Siren.
Ricky's not going to be
play as a Siren.
Ricky was leaning between Zane, the operative, and Mose, the gunner.
Yeah, that's what I was leaning towards.
I was a little concerned about Flack, the Beastmaster, because of the AI issues that held up the release date, supposedly, for quite some time. Mm-hmm. So I'm on the fence on that a little bit. But Mose also looks interesting. I need to learn so much more about them. I need to watch a lot more live streams.
Dave's so indecisive that if you just make the choice for him, he'll have a great time.
Let me know in the comment section below. All right, thank you guys so much. I've been Dave Oster. That's Ricky Widmer. We'll catch you next time.